Greetings. As every week, we go to your home through our channel of YouTube and also Facebook, and we are so happy for the feedback that we receive every week with these little interviews that we have after Masses, and during the week also we have the video and we put it back again. We have our repeats. With us today is someone that we care and love very much, Sister Isabel Ordoño. Sister Isabel Ordoño was a sister from the Theresian sisters that work at a youth ministry and here in our school in Corpus Christi. She's a specialist in spirituality from Santa Teresa of Avila. Today with us is Sister Isabel, and we welcome her. Thank you for being with us.
And I want to thank you for the invitation that you gave me, because you know well that Corpus Christi is my second home. And whenever I can come, you know that I will be ready to be here whenever you need me. And besides that, it's a pleasure for me to be able to talk about Saint Teresa, about her spirituality, her books, especially because she was her specialty was prayer. And this is something that we all need, because without prayer, I don't know how can a person survive. No? So it's so good to be here, really.
Likewise. Tell us a little bit about the Theresian sisters.
The Theresians were founded by a very young priest, because he was 36 when he founded us. And he was brave enough, let me tell you, that when he presented his project of having a congregation of women to his bishop, the bishop told him, "You don't know what you're getting into, because women are very difficult to deal with." And he said, "It doesn't matter. I really believe in women, and I really believe that it's through women that the society in Spain is going to change."
Wow. And with 8 young... we are talking about 19th century? What century?
We are talking about 1876. 1876, the 19th century.
19th century, yes.
And everybody was very doubtful that he was going to be able to carry this project on, because what he said, that dealing with women was a little bit difficult. But he did not have any difficulty at all. He began with 8 young women that were teachers that wanted to follow him, because from the beginning he wanted to work through education. He really believed that and through education of women, that was his baby. Like you were talking about babies, that was his baby. The education of women, he believed that to educate a man was to educate a man. But to educate a girl was to educate a whole family, especially at that time in which women were all the time at home, and they were the ones that really ruled the house. And he wanted to have schools wherever he was allowed to have it. And besides, the situation in Spain was very difficult at that time, very difficult. You can see that the situation in this world, how many places are going through really hard moments.
No. And 19th century, second half century, it was very difficult in Spain, yes.
It was laicized. It was very little. The church had very little influence in people at that time, and he wanted to revitalize the life of the church, but to do it through education.
No.
And now that we are talking about the opening of schools and virtual schools, and the important thing is that the child is educated not only in books, but also in their souls, to educate Christian children, so that they will also be instruments of reforming society.
And Sister Isabel is a real educator, and she has been involved with teaching, your whole life, almost. And I remember her, especially when we were at the youth ministry and all the classes that we have every weekend, leadership programs, and you were a wonderful, wonderful teacher, I might say. And
thank you.
What is your vocation coming from? How do you join the sisters? It was in Cuba?
The stories of vocations are all different. No, I left Cuba at 15.
Yeah.
I had finished already high school when my family had to leave, because the business where my father worked was taken over by the government, so we all left. And it was in the process of being engaged. I was almost ready to get married at that time, in which I began to think very seriously, marriage is for life. And what if I make a mistake and the Lord wants me for him?
Mm-hmm.
And I went to talk to somebody that had wanted to be a sister but had married. And I wanted to know the struggles that she went through, discern that. And she helped me a lot, and she told me the following words. If you are doubtful about your real vocation and you think that God may be calling you, follow that, because that can be the real call. If not, you just say goodbye, and then you continue your life and get married. And that's what I did, because I am a very stubborn, strong woman.
No.
I
know, I remember
I went
that.
to my parents. My parents said definitely no. They wanted me married. It was a good marriage. They wanted me just forming a family. So without them knowing it, I went through their backs, and I applied to the Consulate of Spain for the visa, and I went through all the... And finally, I left for Spain in a ship, Santa Maria. I remember clearly how it was, no? So finally, when I got to Spain and I began religious life in Spain.
What year was that? What year?
What year?
What year?
1964.
64.
See, I have
Santa
been
Maria is the same ship that the priests were put on, and it was sent back to Spain?
No.
All the priests, 100 priests?
No, because we are not talking about Cuba, we are talking about Miami. I left from Miami, but the Santa Maria was a cruise ship. It was just for cruises. It was not even straight to Spain, to the Canary Islands. And once I landed there and I began my very first days, in my heart, I felt that was my life. I always define myself when I entered into the convent that I felt like a duck that had always been on land and discovered water and just realized that he was born for swimming. And I am here after 56 years. It has been an up and down. It has not been all the way up, but it's been 56 years.
You have different positions in the order, congregation?
Yeah, I think that most of us go through different, after 56 years you go through, and right now I am cooking, so you go through a lot of positions.
You were the provincial here in...
I was 9 years in charge of the sisters here in the United States.
And you were also in Philippines.
I was 3 years as a missionary in the Philippines. I was 4 years as a missionary in Nicaragua. And that has been part of, and I feel really and truly that I had been in 6 years as a missionary in Corpus Christi, because every place in your life is mission land when you really want to bring Jesus to people.
But you were also around how many years? 6, 7 years in the youth ministry here in the Archdiocese of Miami.
In the youth, that's why I think I was in Corpus Christi, because when the Lord sent me to youth ministry, Father José Luis was the director of youth ministry. And after he left, it was after 5 years that he left. Then the following year, he called me and told me if I wanted to see Corpus Christi as part of my ministry. And then, so it was 6 years that I spent at the youth office. That's what I call
the golden time of youth ministry.
Right. I always say that.
We still remember those years.
I always say that.
Many people are still, right now they are already grown up, and really they remember those years with great love.
A very good thing, Father Federico, is that when Father José Luis, who did an amazing job as director of the youth ministry, especially he not only worked on retreats, he worked on developing the social part of each young people, the leadership skills. The great thing that it had that when Father José Luis was transferred to Corpus Christi, you took over. So it was a very smooth change in a way, because you approved of what had been done and you continue, and you expanded a lot the English ministry. That's I think that is your crown of glory in the youth ministry. So we were very fortunate, like you said, blessed, that after a wonderful director, we had a good continuation, because sometimes you have people that come and do marvelous things, wonderful projects, and then you have the one that follows and destroys everything.
Right. And it was not easy, because it's not easy to follow Father Menéndez up. It's not easy. But I mean, it was for me, it's my friend, Father Menéndez, and for me it was an honor to continue what he did, and that it was wonderful what he did, the youth ministry, the retreat house, and so on and so forth. So a good remembrance of those years.
Good remembrance.
And sister, you are coming also at Corpus Christi at this channel because we want to promote your programs about spirituality. Can you tell us what is going to happen? What kind of programs are we having? And we are very excited to have you talking about prayer, talking about spirituality, talking about Santa Teresa of Avila, and so on and so forth.
Right. One of the big blessings in my life, and I consider it almost my second great blessing in my life, I was sent to Rome to study at the Carmelite Center, the Teresianum in Rome. And I got a degree in spirituality, but only Carmelite spirituality. And I really got deep into who Saint Teresa of Avila was, her life, her doctrine, all that she wrote, her experiences on prayer. And this is exactly what I would like to share with whoever listens. The way to pray. The walk, it's easy, but it's not easy. Yeah. Because we have to bring all that we are, and we have to let Him bring all He is, and then the two get together. But this is a sharing that I would like to have the conditions to pray, because she lays them down very clearly. How to pray a vocal prayer like the Our Father, but to make it a mental prayer, and how to go word by word, hour. What does it mean, Father? So this is what I would really like to develop through the times that I am here.
Very good. Well, these programs are going to be broadcast in English, also in Spanish. We are going to try to do it every week. We are going to start in very few weeks. We are going to begin with this programming, and I want to thank you, Sister Isabel, for saying yes. There's difficult times, the pandemics, and so on and so forth, but we are going to be able, through this channel that we have, we're going to be able to reach your homes. Talking about prayer, spirituality, at this time is very, very important. And I know you are going to learn, we are going to learn a lot from Sister Isabel and her experience. Thank you, Sister Isabel. Thank you. Looking forward to see your programs. And I know that our people that are here listening to our programs are looking forward to listen to you.
And thank you for inviting me, really. It's a pleasure, and it's an honor to be here, and especially to be able to share something that may help someone, because we all need help in this way, this walk towards God.
Exactly. Well, thank you. Thank you, Sister Isabel, for being with us. And thank you to all of you for the encouragement that we receive week after week. We will see each other next week. God bless you.